Terry Crews. Where do we start here with Terry Crews? So, Gabrielle Union recently had a problem with America's Got Talent, the diversity, the toxic work environment, everything that she aired out in her sentiments. And for somebody who defended Terry Crews in the past, when Terry Crews had his Me Too case going, she stood up for Terry Crews, said he was a great person, great character, he's an honest person, blah, blah, blah. All good things standing up for him, saying he's an outstanding, said he wouldn't be someone bullshitting about a situation like that. She stood up for him and rode for him. Terry Crews, when he was going through his situation with the Me Too movement and, you know, his case, he said the only people that stood up for him were black women. A lot of people dogged him. A lot of men dogged him, including myself. A lot of people kind of laughed at him for, like, you know, being a big, strong guy and not defending yourself if, you know, a small little agent was trying to do some, you know, trying to grab your nuts or whatever he was trying to do. Like, we felt like you could have just easily stood up for yourself. But that's not the focus of what we're speaking about here right now. But he pretty much said black women were the only people that stood up for him, acknowledging the help from those like Gabrielle Union and others. So now that she has her problem, the first thing that he went up and said was that, you know, that wasn't his experience working there, and they're the most diverse group of people, and it wasn't a toxic work environment, and, you know, the only person that he needs to I'm skipping things. That's what he said. Then he got backlash because people were like, what the fuck? She rode for you. And she, you know, clearly he wasn't riding for her for his situation. And then he went and took to Twitter and then said, you know, the only woman that he needs to please is his wife, Rebecca, not his mother, not his daughters, not any other woman in the world, just his wife, Rebecca. Rebecca gives him wings. After you said that black women were the only people that, you know, stood up for you, and people don't stand up for each other, and when things are going wrong, and you don't stand up for anybody now, it's just your wife. So you're not looking out for the people that looked out for you, Terry Crews. Fine. Gabrielle Union went to Twitter, made a remark about that, very classy, no real digs, but showing that, you know, people aren't for it's just terrible. It just shows like I don't like. And then when people, like, this gives a good chance for a lot of women, which they're already doing, to say that black men do not, you know, stand up for black women the way black women stand up for black men. It's just, you leave one of those people that leave that opportunity for shit like that to be said, and then it annoys a large segment of us black men that are doing right. And then we just look at you like Terry Crews and like, what are you doing, man? You're just putting that negative stereotype out there, and you're perpetuating it by your actions. It's like, you got to stop that shit, and at some point, you got to, I don't know, man. Terry Crews just needs to man up. He said he consulted with his wife before he even made any statements, and then he still made statements after she said don't say anything. But he said everything. Like, for me, Terry Crews just needs new PR. He's just been on a downhill spiral. No one really fucks with him in the community like that anymore. We're just kind of looking at him like he's a lost cause. He's a sellout. He'll do anything he needs to do to remain gainfully employed in Hollywood and not piss off the power structure that be, because that's why he was scared to even say anything about that agent grabbing his nuts in the first place, and that's why he didn't want to punch the guy or do anything to defend himself, because he's just scared of the Hollywood structure. He needs to be employed by these people. He needs to constantly be impressing these people, auditioning for these people for shows and getting these opportunities. So he has to be on the rub their back, you know, take their shit type side. And it's like, to me, that's corny. That's very corny. And he got Donkey of the Day a few days ago for that type of shit. But it's like, clearly he deserves it. He hasn't been, I don't know, he hasn't been keeping it 1,000.